1959. At that time, we Kanaka Maoli of Kapai Aina were on a list at the United Nations of non-self-governing territories eligible for decolonization. What does that mean? That means the United States was supposed to prepare to get out, to go home. That's what it means. So the United States was required by Article 73 of the United Nations Charter to prepare us, for us to decide on our own political status.
The United States, as a member of the United Nations under Article 73, accepted a sacred trust obligation to develop self-government and to assist our people in progressive development of our free political institutions, including independence.
Instead of that, the United States proceeded with coercive assimilation. What is that? That means that the official policy was to make Americans out of us.
What were the real facts underlying statehood? Who controlled that statehood plebiscite? Who put together the ballot? First, there's the question of whether or not the population freely consented to statehood. Was it an informed consent? Did they know that under international law that was applicable at the time, that they had a right to have a choice for independence, for commonwealth, a free associated status? I think clearly, when you take a look at the record, the answer has to be no.
And the ballot called to vote. So only two options: become a state, remain as a territory. No other options. No option for complete decolonization and independence. It's a violation of international law.
But I find it very interesting that only in the case of Hawaii, of all the countries and territories removed from the UN list of non-self-governing territories, there seems to be a lack of documentation. The record seems to indicate that on September 24th, 1959, the United States simply removed Hawaii from the list. There is no evidence at all that the United Nations ever inquired into the status and conditions of the native people.
I realize that the United States, using willful deceit, convinced the United Nations that the problems in Hawaii were resolved, and the people had chosen to become citizens of the United States. The question is, who? Whose people? I charge that the United States had never since the time of the illegal overthrow, through annexation or statehood, had ever held a plebiscite of the native indigenous people.
So we are here to expose that major crime. August 21st, 1959. We are taught to celebrate statehood. We are here to do the exact opposite, to declare it a fraud.
Recognitions and findings. The Kanaka Maoli Nation is entitled to be reinscribed on the list of non-self-governing territories slated for decolonisation under the provisions of Article 73 of the United Nations Charter.
Yearning for sovereignty, asking humanity, right or wrong, it was done so long ago. Taking away our land.
I think it's important to note the amount of press coverage that the tribunal, the witnesses and the judges have received, that it's extraordinary. Not that the coverage is good, but the amount of the coverage, the educational aspect, the consciousness-raising aspect of the crimes committed against the Kanaka Maoli.
Oh, Kanaka Maoli, oh, Aina, oh, Abadi, got to stand for you right, Hawaii, sovereignty.
The invitation was provided to the United States government and the government of Hawaii to participate in these proceedings. They have chosen not to, but we have made it clear to them that they are welcome to come and present their defense. We would welcome that.